Welcome to the fifth and final part of the first test review for introductory algebra. And the first problem in this part is -6 a solution of 2 times the quantity x plus 2 subtract 4 equals 2x? And what does is a solution mean? It means that if we replace the variable x with the number -6, we'll get a true statement if it is a solution. So that's what we're to find out. We want to find out if we get a true statement here, or if it makes the equation true. So we write 2, and then we replace the x with the -6 plus 2. I'm just bringing down everything else now, and subtract 4 equals, and then there's a second x in this problem, so we're going to replace that variable also with -6. And we want to see, is this true or not? And it's too hard to tell, so let's do some simplifying. So first we want to work within the parentheses. By our order of operations says to work within the parentheses, or the grouping symbols first. What is -6 plus 2? That's -4. And then just bring down, subtract 4 equals maybe. So we still don't know, so let's put a question mark in there. And 2 times 6 is -12. Okay, let's keep simplifying. Let's do our multiplication next. In the order of operation, that's the next thing to do, is multiplication. What is 2 times -4? -8. Subtract 4 equals, and maybe, -12. And at this point, maybe you can see that it is actually true, but let's carry this out a little bit further and rewrite this. Instead of as subtraction, let's write it as an addition of the opposite. So we write -8 plus a -4, and we'll still keep the question mark in there, is equal to, oops, let's see if I can undo what I just did there. Yeah, is equal to -12. And sure enough, -8 plus -4, -8 plus -4 is equal to -12. So we can go ahead and write -12, and we have a -12 on the right side of the equal sign. And sure enough, we end up with a true statement. And since we ended up with a true statement, that means that the -6 is a solution of this equation. So -6 is a solution. Problem number 25 says, reads as follows: translate into an algebraic equation, so we're expecting an equal sign to appear, with y representing the number. And it reads 3 less than. What does less than mean? 3 less than means subtract 3 from something. So we're going to subtract 3 from something. And what is that something? The something is the sum of a number and 5. Okay, so we want to subtract 3 from a sum where one of the terms is the number, and remember y represents the number, so we want to put in a y in place of the number, and then sum means add, and then 5. So there's the sum of a number and 5. Next is an equal sign, and finally 4. And we've written the equation. So we ended up with a quantity y plus 5 subtract 3 equals 4, or 3 less than a number and 5 is 4. Next problem, another translation, but this time we're going to translate into an algebraic expression. So we don't expect an equal sign in this, with x representing the number. And it reads twice. And what does twice mean? Twice means multiply by 2. So we're going to multiply 2 times something. And in this case, the something is the difference. And difference means a subtraction. So we're going to have a subtraction. The difference of a number, and remember the number was x. So we write x as the first term. So it's the difference of a number and 5. And we write 5 as the second term. And now we have twice the difference of a number and 5. We've worked with bar graphs before, but not line graphs. The next problem has a line graph in it. And problem 27 reads, the line graph shows the height of a certain child in inches between the ages of 2 and 10, and that'll be in years. The height is on the vertical axis, that'll be in inches, and age is on the horizontal axis, that'll be in years. And it wants us to use the graph to estimate the height of the child at 6 years. Let's zoom in so we can see better. And so we just go to the horizontal axis, we find where 6 is, extend a line up to our graph. Our graph is this green line going across here, and then extend across to the vertical axis and find out where we are. Notice that the units are by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and we're up to 42, 44, 46 inches. So at the age of 6 years, this child is attained a height of 46 inches. So let's write that down. The answer then is 46 inches. And looking back at this graph above, it should have had inches as the units on the vertical axis. I'm just going to write it in inches here, and we probably maybe could have even written years for the age on the horizontal axis. The next problem, part B, says to use the formula. And formula, what's a formula? It's an equation that has more than one variable in it. And notice in this case we have two variables, h and a. H equals 2a plus 34, where h is in inches and a is in years. We want to find the height of the child at 6 years. So this formula is modeling the height of the child over various years, and in this case we want to find the height of the child at 6 years. So we just copy down our formula again. H, that's what we're going to try and find out, what that is equal to. H equals 2, and then what is a? Well, a is the number of years, and in this case it's 6, so we just plug in 6 plus 34. Okay, now let's simplify what we have on the right side of the equal sign here. What do we do first? Multiplication, and what's 2 times 6? 12 plus 34, and then continue simplifying, and we're going to find out what h is. And we find out that h is, what's 12 plus 34? 46. Same as what we got in part A. So this must be a pretty good mathematical model, at least at 6 years. And we should include our units, so this is 46 inches is the height of the child in 6 years. Well, we finally completed this review. See ya.